Minister in the Presidency for Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities, Sindisiwe Chikunga, has voiced her concerns over the rising incidents of gender-based violence, femicide and mass murders in Lusikisiki in the Eastern Cape during her visit to Ngobozana village, where 18 people were killed at the weekend. Chikunga assured bereaved families that her department would collaborate with the police to ensure justice for the victims. I leave you with this from myself and the team. It's good night.
Prevalence of mass murders in this village, as well as femicide and GBV. But the minister is here to talk to us about the issues that the families have raised. Minister, thank you very much for your time. What did the residents raise, rather the families?
First, I think it's proper that we extend our sincerest condolences to the families that have lost their loved ones through this brutal murder that was committed and crime that was committed in these homes, not just on the streets but in the homes. And we say to them, we are with them, not only as the families, not only as the municipality, not only as the province, but as a nation, South Africa. And that is why the president issued a statement after he got to know about this brutality and this crime that was committed here. Indeed, we were aware, like I indicated in the first family, that I was informed about women who do not sleep in their houses in the area of Lusikisiki. And I was indeed planning to come so that I hear it for myself. And indeed, it's still my plan that I will come back so that I hear exactly what the issues are, what is happening, why do people, particularly women, prefer not to sleep in their houses and sleep in mountain because they are not safe in their houses. Then this happened and it actually forced us to come at this time. We are so concerned that anyone can actually kill defenseless women. In our culture, when men are fighting and they hide behind the woman, that man is actually safe because men will want to kill one another or to fight one another. But when we have a situation where men will actually kill women, 15 of them, I imagine they were screaming. I imagine they were trying to run away. And they died and they were still killed. We think that is the brutality, and we expect that the law will take its course, and we'll definitely work together with the Minister of Police to ensure that these people are found and they face the full might of the law, so that we're able to get to know as to who are these animals that have turned to make our country a country that is not secure, that is not safe, particularly for women. I also, at this moment, want to really thank the community around here, the neighbors. I want to thank the extended families and the families, of course, others that are part of this family. I want to thank the municipality, the mayor, the councillors, the province of the Eastern Cape, the premier, of course, the Minister of Police, and everybody else who came immediately after we all have heard about this. It's not just a matter that affects this area, it's a matter that affects the whole of South Africa. And the matter that was raised was the fact that criminals have more rights than the citizens. It's a matter that we're looking into to say, how do we ensure that we strengthen our legislation and our laws so that criminals know that when they commit such brutality, when they commit such crimes, they know that they will be found and they will face the full might of the law. And indeed, there is something that is beginning to happen. What we're seeing happening in KZN, for instance, even today, I was listening to media, and they're actually saying they found some of the people that are responsible for these mafias that go to construction site and demand money. And we think that that is going to happen throughout South Africa. If criminals think that they can kill police have a right in terms of the Criminal Procedure Act, Section 49, to shoot and kill a criminal. That is actually doing that. And we think that it should just be like that.
Minister, you have just visited the two households. What did the families exactly say to you?
The families, the one who spoke on behalf of the family, the first family, they said, our member, the first one died here, the two, they died in that room. In this family, again, we're told that others, they've died in that room, others were killed in this room. They feel that criminals are able to do that because they are not afraid of the law. They know that they can do it and still go scot-free. And they are actually concerned that we speak issues of gender-based violence, but we are not giving them the power, particularly men, to actually defend women. I think that is what one of them said, that there will be responsible men, but if they don't have teeth to can actually protect women because the law is not as effective, then it will be difficult for them to do that. We do believe that the law is there. It is, as a matter of fact, there. The issue is the implementation of that law, how we execute that law, so that people know that if they do it, it will actually be found. It cannot be that out of 18 people, 15 women are killed. Women killed, shot at by some men. It can't be. And that is why we are here, because we are responsible for women.
You are saying that you are responsible for women. Yesterday when we were speaking to the ward councillor here, she was saying that they have tried everything, including awareness campaign. What are you planning to do as the department responsible for women now to make sure that you instill those values in this village of men looking after women instead of killing them?
As a matter of fact, you are so correct. Your question actually has got the answer, because for all the time we've been saying women this much, women and so on and so forth. But the people that are doing this are men. And therefore it must be men who are actually marching. It must be men who are saying not in our name. It must be men who say we are prepared to protect women and not to abuse them. And the abuse of women, in terms of the survey that we have conducted, it's not only about physical abuse, which is of course an abuse. It's not about sexual abuse, which is about abuse, but it is economical and psychological abuse, where people will never touch a woman, but they will just insult them and make them feel small. They will do things that make a woman to feel small. And these are the things that we're looking into. Our wish is that we prevent them from happening. But when they have happened, we want to detect them as early as possible so that we're able to intervene, we're able to provide psychological care, counseling when necessary. We're able to rehabilitate our women and probably to find them space. I was actually in Russia, where they say they have got work that is provided for women who are abused, and therefore it's not like you take them out of the abusive relationship, if it is relationship, but you also provide them with something that is going to empower them, because many of them, they stay in abusive relationships because of course those are breadwinners and they cannot leave them. But in this case, there is criminality that is involved. What is happening here is not just an abuse, but is crime again that is committed. Because if it was probably an abusive relationship, it would have been a man maybe with a wife. But in this case, it's somebody who decided that I'm just going to finish this family. How do you bury as a family? And I understand their pain. I understand everything that they're saying. I can't even begin to be them with the pain that I have, but I cannot be them, because for them it is Tandi, it is Lindiwe, it is Magasbanban that has died. Somebody they were talking to, somebody they lived with. So I understand their pain, but we intend coming back again, because indeed, like I've said, I targeted this place, Lusikisiki, that I will be visiting it together with another area in KZN and in Upongolo, where we are told that there is a lot of incest that is happening there, and children are not going to school because it's fathers who impregnate their daughters, and then they don't record, they don't give them documents, because this must remain a family matter. And you can imagine a wife to that man who impregnate the very daughter she gave birth to with that very man, and you still have to remain in that marriage. So we wanted to target these two areas because it came to our attention. But of course, you will know I'm only 2 months in office.
Okay, thank you very much, Minister of the Department of Women, Youth and Persons with Disabilities.